Hello, everyone.
What's up?
We are here to answer your questions. I'm about to go live over on Instagram. Oh, you want to hold this for a second?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Deep dive with Brooke. Q&A. Leaf emoji. And
Woo!
oh. We are live. Hello, everyone. We are live on all platforms, Brooke.
We are. We're all platformed up.
All platformed up. This is our deep dive with our
I got my
head
platforms
grower.
on.
Me too. Deep dive with our head grower, Brooke, and we are answering all of your questions about the plant. We have some questions in the queue already, so he's going to answer those,
Sure.
and we're just going to vibe. Do you want me to read the questions to you?
We can do that. Sure.
Hi from Minnesota. Hello, good morning. Hi, Mackenzie. Hello, Alyssa. Good morning. Okay, let's go ahead and start answering those questions, and if anyone has any more, we can answer those too.
Okay.
Hi, Megan. Hi, Ash Sab. Hi, King. Hi, Sarah. Hello, Michaela, my first live. I'm stoked. I'm so glad you're here.
We just want to start at the top.
Yeah, take it from the top.
Okay. The first question we got was, will you ever sell D8 as well?
And you need to speak up so they can hear you, because that microphone is only for Twitch and YouTube. Hi from Louisiana. Hi, Cameron.
This fake mic always gets me.
No, it's a real mic for these platforms. It's fake for Instagram.
Okay. So we'll talk about Delta 8 for a second.
Hit it.
Do we know what Delta 8 is?
No, Brooke, tell me what Delta 8 is.
Okay. So Delta 8 is one of the many cannabinoids that can be found in the plant. There are hundreds of compounds. This is one of them. However, in the current plants that we're growing and in most of the genetics that are available, it's not actually in high concentrations in the plant. So we don't have any genetics that are commercially available that are really high in Delta 8. So what's happening is laboratories are taking the existing compounds like CBD and converting them by adding acids and different compounds to them, and through a synthesis and chemical reaction, they are manufacturing Delta 8 out of other cannabinoids that are extracted from the plant. We only make products out of the cannabinoids that are directly in the plant. We do not synthesize or use any chemical catalysts to change the format. So the compounds, whether it be cannabinoids or terpenes that are in the plants we grow, we don't modify them. We extract the ones as they are, and we give them to you as full spectrum whole plant wellness. Doesn't mean Delta 8 is bad or there's anything wrong with it. It's just manufactured. And our products are not manufactured. Our products are representations of the genetics of the seed that we plant. So no, we don't sell Delta 8. There could possibly be some very small trace amounts that were probably not detectable by laboratories of Delta 8 in some of our plants. But ultimately, no, we don't. And maybe if some genetics come out that allow us to grow a plant that is actually high in Delta 8, we would entertain that. But right now, that compound, it would basically mean we would take all of the hard work we did and then turn it into something else. And we don't want to do that quite yet. So to answer that question, not right now, and maybe in the future if the genetics change.
You nailed it.
Does that make sense?
That made so much sense. Here, let me ask you the next question.
Well, we had another question that popped up, so I'll throw it in there.
Oh, throw it in.
Somebody
Sorry,
said,
this is your.
what
What am
about-
I doing? I'm co-pilot. You're
Somebody
pilot.
said, what about Delta 10? Delta 10 is another compound that's found in the plant, very small amount, trace amounts. The issue is you can't really find it in the current genetics, and so laboratories have to synthesize, and it's not really economical to extract even if you could. So while we love all the compounds in the plant, we have to focus on the ones that are actually economical to extract, because if we couldn't do that, we wouldn't be able to bring them to market.
Huh. That's so interesting.
For the chill strand, which do you classify as the strongest? I think Harley Cat is what the question says. Again, you'll always kind of see me default back to individual body chemistry, but I believe
Wait,
that
repeat the question.
the question is,
For the chill strand.
what's the strongest chill variety we have?
Nice, thank you. Sorry, it wasn't clear if you were asking a question or if you were just still rolling with the.
That's what they want to know. What is the chillest strand we have
Perfect.
in regards to strength? So it would matter what you think in the plant is making it chill. So for some people, that may be a higher percentage of CBD. For other people, it may be a higher percentage of certain terpenes. So ultimately, you've got to find what chills you out the best by doing a little experimenting. But for me, it's the cherry varieties. I believe those are the strongest chill varieties we have. Can you explain THCV and if you have that in any of your plants? Sarah, I believe if I go back through our test, we do have some THCV in really small amounts. Again, that's a minor cannabinoid that's not grown as the major cannabinoid in any of the genetics that we have. We may see some of that coming down the line. If I recall correctly, THCV can be good for bone growth and has another long list of things that it can be good for health-wise. However, again, it is a minor cannabinoid, just like the deltas we were talking about. So it's in very small amounts. So we aren't able to extract that and make products that are just high in that particular compound. However, we are aware of it. It is in trace amounts in some of our products. And we love to see more of it when the breeders bring it to market.
Harley Cat. It's in Harley Cat.
Okay, it's in Harley Cat.
It's in Harley Cat.
We'll see. I think I have the Harley Cat.
I'm pretty sure it is. That's why she's so awesome. Hey, Lauren, do y'all know when No Pressure No Diamonds teas are at the farm shop? I'm going to come by for my B-Day this weekend. If we get them restocked, I want to have them at the farm. So we're hoping, we ordered them like 2 weeks ago. If we have them in stock, I want to get some out here at the farm. So if we have them, they'll be out here.
Yeah, so Lauren here was right.
Yeah!
Somebody mark that down in your calendar.
Oh.
Just kidding. So the Harley Cat has THCV testing in it, yes, at 0.06%. So not a lot of it, but again, it's a minor cannabinoid. So if you're looking for one of our products that does have THCV, that is the girl.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to some more questions.
Yeah, questions.
Okay. Are there specific terps or amounts of terps you should stay away from with anxiety?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So let's first talk about what terpenes, they're saying terps. Terps is kind of slang for terpenes, terpenoids, which you may be familiar with turpentine. That's where it comes from, the name.
Wait, what's turpentine? I've definitely heard that before.
Turpentine is a plant oil product that was used in the manufacturing of different things hundreds of years ago.
Okay.
Turpentine.
Turpentine.
So anyway, terpenes are plant compounds. There actually can be terpenes outside of plants, and other animals can create terpenes, I believe. But for this conversation, we're talking plant terpenes. So terpenes are the expressions of smells and the different odors and the different compounds that plants can put out to attract different pollinators in nature or to protect themselves from different things. So they have evolved in nature to produce different compounds that aid in their ability to survive. So some of those compounds also have side effects. And if you're familiar with the wonders of the essential oils industry, essential oils are basically terpenes. So the cannabis plant is loaded with different terpenes, and all of our different varieties have different terpene profiles. So if you go to the webpage, you can see on the COAs, you can click on terpene profile, you can look through the different terpenes and see what's high and what. So when it comes to terpenes, there's not necessarily terpenes that have negative effects. Some terpenes may be more desirable to others, some may not. So you may like the smell of one terpene while another person may not. So again, individual body chemistry will relate to how you like terpenes or how they work with you. But ultimately, terpenes aren't going to make you sick. They're not going to do anything that you really wouldn't like. They're all just going to have different smells that interact with the olfactory system in your brain. And then you're having these different recollections of memory or calmness or just soothingness or many different effects that you can have. So let's just look at some of the different terpenes. We've got a list here, and if you're following along, you can always go to the web, type in like terpene chart on Google. But things like limonene, they elevated mood and stress relief. You can find those in citrus rinds, juniper, and peppermint, but you can also find them in cannabis.
So, like, if there was a strain that tasted more minty, for example, you could attribute that to its terpenes and, right? Like, you know,
Yeah,
some
so if
strains
you've
have
got
different
something that
flavors.
smells a certain way, it's probably has a dominant terpene that is lending to that flavor. Or maybe it's the mix of a number of terpenes that create a smell all new within itself. And that's why you can smell tons of different flowers, whether it be cannabis or not, and you get a variety of smell expressions. And that's why some smell bad, some smell good, but ultimately they all smell like something.
So, you saying some of the strains smell bad?
I mean, we all know cannabis has been called cat pee, skunk. So I don't know. Do you like those smells? So we've got someone here who's had some olfactory damage from COVID. So I would probably personally be using terpenes to kind of get those smells and things working again. But ultimately, I would say this: if you're looking at terpenes and you're going to buy terpenes, we sell all of our products with our plant-derived terpenes. Our terpenes come from cannabis. We're growing our own terpenes. Be careful out there on the market just looking at terpenes because they can be synthetically derived and they can be manufactured and made in ways that aren't 100% safe. So when you're purchasing anything that has terpenes in it, make sure you've got those COAs to make sure everything's good.
Nice. Oh, and we also had a question, Megan. I think this is a really good idea. Before we start the wholesale program, and I even think the affiliate program, to offer like a class of some sort to like educate people as they're going out and like talking about this. So I just didn't want to forget that. That's a really good point, Casey Rawlings. I wanted to say it so we didn't forget, like offering classes. Sorry, our bumper brooms. That's a really good point though. That's a good idea. Okay, next, Brooke.
Well, we're still on terpenes.
Still on terpenes.
So-
All right.
When we look down the list of terpenes, and there's probably terpenes we haven't even found yet, so that these terpenes do play a role in our ability to regulate mood, calmness, and anxiety. So I would say experiment with different terpenes, do some research on the different ones out there, dig through our COAs, and find the ones that match up with what you think you're looking for. Would you use the bears with THC products?
That's a question.
I mean, it's a question. I use everything with THC products, but that's just me.
Brooke doesn't give a shit. Woo! Yeah,
I do. I just like THC.
I know. It's just funny.
But that being said, I don't consume THC via edibles.
Saying, yeah, you can receive different cannabinoids and terpenes from different forms of a cannabis plant. So that's
Yeah,
what I
you can
thought
eat
were-
those bears and it might make your THC feel even better. But if you don't eat them at the same time and they don't interact around the same time of ingestion, you may have the CBD canceling out some of the effects of the THC. So the synergy of these compounds, how they interact with you and the way they're going to make you feel, again, there's not like a book I can open up and on page 420 it tells you how you're going to feel if you eat the bears and smoke a J. It doesn't work like that.
Brooke is feeling himself today. And with that being said, Sarah says,
No, my hands are right here.
Can I be, oh my God. Can I be his best friend? Sarah, are you sure? You sure?
You don't want to hang out with me. It's exhausting.
Exhausting.
Terps.
Derps. Hey, is there another question?
We got more questions, yes. But to wrap up on the terpenes, don't stay away from a terp for anxiety. Just dig into the ones that are supposed to be really good for relieving it, and then you can find some stuff that may work for you. More questions.
Smart boy. Wah, wah, wah. I need the air horn. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get an air horn.
All right, now we're alone, finally. Okay, so what determines which strains or varieties that we grow? Ultimately, you guys determine that. So if you buy a whole bunch of something and it's running low, I get the call, hey, we got to plant this. Also, when we see new cultivars coming out on the market, like the new sours that we're about to release, we're going to go out and put those out because we know you're going to love them because we've done the research behind the scenes. So we rely on the breeders that we look up to bring the best products to market for us to grow, and then we bring them to you. So it's a combination of things. You tell us what you want by voting with your dollar and telling us on these live streams what you like, and then at the same time, when we see cool stuff, we want you to know about it. We're going to bring it out. So we've got 4 new sour strains that are going to be available in a few months. We've got some new varieties that we're trying out, and we are working on breeding our own varieties. So we've got a bunch of cool stuff in the works. So I hope that answers that question. All right, party's over. Mom's back.
Did you all behave? No, my grandma's been here watching, so if you weren't behaving, my grandma says, hi, granddaughter. Say hey to my grandma.
Oh, hey, Grandma.
Thank you.
Your grandma's really here?
Yes, she's right there.
Oh, hey, Grandma.
Hi, granddaughter. Kay Thompson. That's my
Aw.
mom's mom.
Mama's mama.
That's my mama's mom. She makes the bougie bears. That's our bougie babe. No joke.
I know. She makes them burrs. All right, more questions. What is your favorite variety to grow? How long does it take to grow? I don't like to discriminate. I like to grow all of them. I believe there's beauty in all of these ladies. However, I really like Sour Space Candy just because of how big the buds are. And I'm a fan of Bayox because of how big the buds are. I like big buds,
Then you cannot
and
lie.
I cannot lie. So all of our varieties we crank out in about 90 days indoors. So we got 30 days of veg time, 60 days of bloom. However, if we really want those big buds to get hard and dense, sometimes we will run them to 100 days, 110 days. But ultimately, we've take a look at the varieties on the date of the harvest week on the calendar. And if they're not ready, we'll take them a little longer. And if they're ready early, we harvest them early.
Heck yeah. Anything fancy for fall? I just want to peep in here. Yes, we have some very fancy fall goodness coming. If you know what I'm saying. Pumpkin spice season.
I knew it was going to be pumpkin something.
Shut up. It's so good.
We've
Grandma,
actually
I miss you too. I love you,
crossed a pumpkin and a cannabis plant. Cannakin is what I call it.
Grandma. Cannakin.
And it's going to be a really cool jack-o'-lantern.
Panopus.
Pumpkin. Pumpapus?
Pumpus.
I don't know. I've lost it.
The piss is wrong. We need to get rid of the.
How do you educate yourself on this? So if you want to get a PhD
live
in
streaming.
THC or CBD, you follow me. That was a rhime.
Ooh,
I did a rhyme.
You're good.
I did a rhyme.
That's good.
So you can join us at the Caldwell Community College online at www.cccti.edu, maybe.
He's a professor. He's a cannabis professor.
You can join our classes online and then come work in the greenhouses with us. Or you can look into your local area. There's probably someone there doing it. I can tell you that all hemp farmers love a volunteer. So go volunteer and get educated. The difference between indicas and sativas. Ultimately, that's an evolutionary thing because these plants originated in different areas, and those particular land races have been hybridized. It's kind of like finding an original dog. Now everything's basically been mutted. So those indicas and sativas are the original wolves of the cannabis breeding. So indicas and sativas have inherently different qualities. However, because, like I've said in other podcasts and live streams, we've bred these things together so many times that there's really not going to be a completely isolated indica or sativa that we're working with these days. Those are very rare. So you will have strains that lean towards those, and physiologically those can express themselves with thin leaves or wide leaves or tall or short growth. And then in regards to the experience one has when ingesting the cannabinoid profile, sativas typically have a more heady or ethereal reaction, while the indicas may be more your couch lock and your sleeper buzz. But again, that's not like, it doesn't have to be like that for everything.
And then do you guys have a sampler pack? We have 3 sampler packs. We have a summer sampler pack. That's the only way you can get our special strains like Watermelon, Eclipse, and Mojito. They're in the summer sampler. And then we have 2 other Rolly flights that are indica and sativa leaning, Darla Nickies and Lil Susie's, and those are on our website. And they're a really great way to try all the different babes and kind of figure out which one you want. So we have 3 different Rolly sampler packs available.
Times right after we go off, it's not pretty.
Tip backwards.
All right, more questions? What we got?
A bunch of people are excited to learn about this. This is informative and entertaining.
Ooh,
Thanks.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Hey, Minnesota.
Okay, I've been looking and looking. I want tincture drops, but which one? Or is there just different drops? So our greenhouse blend, do you want to explain the difference between greenhouse blend and strain specific?
So some of our blends or some of our products are blended, which means we're taking multiple varieties blended together. And then some of our products are strain specific, which means you're getting just one variety. So some people have found that one variety works really well for them, so they focus on that. Ultimately, it's going to be your choice. Also, we got a little bit of a flavor profile difference in the two, and some people prefer a more balanced flavor that's not as direct and intense, while other people really like to get to know the plant, and the best way to do that is through our strain specifics. They're all really wonderful, but ultimately through body chemistry is what's going to tell you what's best for you. I think the greenhouse blend is just a great all-around because it's going to hit on all the cannabinoid profiles and most of the terpenes. But if you're looking to really pinpoint something, I think you might want to work your way through the varieties and see what works for you.
Oh, that's a great answer. What do we like Hawaiian Haze for? She's a sativa leaning. Sativa leaning. If we've learned anything today, it's that hemp is a mutt. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we like big mutts.
We like big mutts. We cannot lie. But Hawaiian Haze has an orange label, and so all of our sativa leaning strains have orange labels, whereas the indica leaning babes have blue labels, and then the hybrids have like the blue orange mix. Anyway, I like Hawaiian Haze for energy and like a lot of stoke. Like if I'm looking to get hype like before this live stream, Hawaiian Haze.
Yeah, I caught her in the bathroom sucking down like 3 J's of rollies.
In my nose.
She was hotboxing it. It was awesome.
All right, want to do like 2 more questions?
Sure. What do we got?
Go on a tangent about adopting.
Okay, so she's asking about the Hawaiian Haze for social anxiety. So I will say this. Anytime you try a new product, it's probably not the best to take it and then immediately go into a huge crowd. So I don't test anything new for anxiety and throw myself right into an anxious situation. I like to see what it feels like with my body. That's just me. That's how I treat things. So what I would do is I would try it. I don't know if you got a rollie or a diffuser, but ultimately I would try it in a calm setting, see how my body reacts, and then work myself into situations that I'm trying to get that relief from. But ultimately, again, it's going to be individual body chemistry. For me, the hazes all are high energy and clear thinking. And again, if you're going to be out social, that's what I'm looking for. So I think that's a good pick, and let us know how it goes.
Let's do one more question on YouTube from Michaela.
I can't see.
It says, also, I'm starting with rollies to see how the strains feel to me. Are similar.
There are definitely some similar effects. The delivery mechanism is the same. So in regards to how you're ingesting, so you're going to get really, really fast absorption through the blood-brain barrier anytime you inhale anything. So you're getting rapid delivery. In regards to composition of the compounds, the diffusers have more concentration. And so you would probably be able to ingest less to achieve the same effect. However, there are some small variations in the compounds when you're smoking the flower material versus the diffusers. The flower material does retain some plant compounds that are not in the extracted material. So depending on if your body chemistry is reacting to those and that's what's helping with something, you may not be getting some of that in the vibe vessel. So ultimately, again, you're going to have to try it out. But in my personal experience, the concentrates deliver faster, more effective, and for me, there's less smell and there's less use associated with it. So from a health standpoint, I find it easier to use in my daily routine is the vibe vessel.
For me, rollies hit different. Why would that be? Maybe I'm sucking down more. I do typically like.
Well, you're getting a different composition of smoke.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. I was just curious. It's the Q&A after all.
It is the Q&A.
That was awesome. This feels good, y'all. This feels good. You like that?
I feels good. I'm good. Yeah, I think we got it.
Woo! That was awesome, y'all. And we're doing these every single week. We chat with Brooke. We do the deep dive with Brooke. His 420 flyby, even though he's not in the sky. We say this often, or I say this often. Brooke flies lawn chairs with greenhouse fans attached in the sky. So if you look up in the sky and see a lawn chair flying by, it's Brooke up there doing barrel rolls with smoke. What is it that you have? What's the smoke that you put up there?
We got smoke bombs.
Smoke bombs. You might spell your name up there if you're lucky.
We do gender reveal.
Oh, nice. You can book him for your party. He can educate on cannabis and then do your gender reveal. That's awesome. Okay, this is awesome. Thank you for being here, Brooke.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, y'all. This was so much fun. I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week.
Oh, it's gonna be that long?
No, I'll see you like right after this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
When you pass out?
Yeah, whenever I wake up and y'all are fanning me.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. Thank you
See
so
ya.
much for tuning in. We will see you next week for the deep